Adults Playground.
Hooray!
This is the Deron Harris Podcast. Here's your host, Deron Harris.
Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back to the Deron Harris program. I'm your host, Deron Harris. What's poppin'? Hopefully everybody had a good week. Check it out. How many of us know a guy that's like this? They act like just because they go to the gym or they make a lot of money or they're attractive, that gives them the right to be disrespectful or condescending to people. How many people know somebody like that? Type of people that are, they overcompensate for little stuff. And they hide behind this cloak of dominance, we'll say. They do and say stupid shit like, I'm the man. You better not mess with me, man. I'm a badass. You better recognize who I am. They always want you to recognize who they are. They feel like they have to let everybody know that they are a fucking man. There's nothing more annoying than a man that has to prove to everybody else around him that he is a man. You know what I'm saying? Nothing more annoying than that. I mean, there are some things, but very few. So today I'm talking about hypermasculinity and the epidemic that we have in this in this country with people just being overly masculine and overly aggressive and overly machismo and overly just macho. This macho, I don't know where the fuck it came from. This, I'm a badass. Everybody's a fucking badass. Everybody is a fucking badass. You know, you see stuff on the back of people's cars. You know, their little stick figure family, but some of them have like guns and they have shitty. Oh, my pit bull ate your stick figure family, or nobody gives a shit about your stick figure family. People just use every opportunity they can to be just disrespectful to people, just condescending to people. They put people down. And I don't know where that came from. I don't know how our society got to that, to where it became the norm to be disrespectful to people that you don't necessarily agree with. I mean, look at our political system. It used to be back in the day, if you were this guy and you voted for that's cool. And I'm this guy and you're this guy. That's fine. But now it's gotten to the point where people, I mean, they downright want to fight people. They downright want to fight people because of what they believe politically. Because I don't believe what you believe. Now you want to fight me, motherfucker, for real? Because I don't believe this shit that you believe. Or you think that I should believe or be on your bandwagon. Otherwise, you know, you're going to fucking feel the force of, you know, my fucking badassness. It's fucking ridiculous. Shut the fuck up. Sit the fuck down. You ain't fucking nobody, all right? I mean, it's so fucking obvious. A lot of these motherfuckers, I mean, and I'm not going to say it's everybody. Some people, a lot of people have, you know, this is just what they like. But I find it to be a lot of motherfuckers in a lot of these cars that, or trucks that look like they've spent, you know, 2 years' salary on them. Like you're supposed to give a fuck about that. And every time they go somewhere, you know, it's all eyes on their truck and my fucking car and my fucking, you better stop leaning on my shit, man, or I'll fuck you up. And it's just so much angst. So much. I mean, people are so willing to start shit with other people. They just are. They're just willing to be the instigator. They're willing to jump right out in front of somebody and say, hey, I'm going to put you in your place because I'm this person. Like I'm supposed to give a fuck who you are. People do that shit, man. They do that shit all the time. The shit is, I mean, to the point now, I hate going in public. I hate going out in public because it's everybody. I mean, as of lately, especially, maybe it's just where I'm at, in the country. I live in Florida, and it just seems like everybody on the fucking roadways. I mean, people inside fast food restaurants. I'm talking about the people that work there. Everybody's got a fucking attitude. Everybody's got this huge attitude. Nobody can be nice to each other. What the fuck happened to the days of, hey, how you doing? Seems like that shit done gone the way of the fucking dodo, man. It really does, because everybody's so wrapped up in themselves. They're so wrapped up in what I have to do, because what I have to do is 10 times more important than anything that you ever had to do. No, the fuck it ain't. Okay? No, the fuck it's not. The shit that you have going on is the shit that you have going on. No more, no less. And that's exactly what it is. It's just the shit you got going on. All right? I don't have to care about your shit. I don't have to bend to your will. I don't have to move out of your fucking way, or else this is going to fucking happen to you. I don't have to do none of that. I'm going to tell you what it is, man. People need to learn how to fucking mind their business. Stay the fuck out of people's business. And that goes for everybody. And this is not race specific. This is not, gender specific. It's just everybody specific. People need to learn how to mind their fucking business. They need to learn how to be happy with the shit that they have and the decisions that they make for their lives every day. And don't be so concerned with the decisions that I make for my life. Why the fuck are you so concerned with what I do in my house to the point that now you got to tell me that I got to stop doing the shit that I'm doing at my house so that you can live peacefully at your house? Motherfucker, go back to your fucking house. How about that? I saw a reel the other day. It was a couple of reels. And the first reel I saw was, I guess it was some workers, some guys that were working. And they were construction workers, and they were playing some music. And they were Latin. And they were playing, it sounded like mariachi music. And they were just playing it wasn't loud at all. They were just playing some music so that they could, I guess pass the time while they worked. Well, their foreman came in. Turn that shit off, man. You better turn that off. Turn that shit off. Turn it off. You know what? If you don't turn, we're going to have a fucking problem. Because I want to listen to some fucking music? No, what it was is I'm listening to music that you don't like. Now, if I turned on some fucking Hank Williams Jr., you would have been like, turn that shit up, boy. But no, because it was mariachi, you don't understand it. You think you were better than somebody, and you get to tell somebody. Granted, he was the foreman, but still. And I've worked plenty of places, man. I've worked in plenty of kitchens, where, we play everything, man. There's everything coming out of the radio back here. We don't discriminate. And we damn sure don't get mad and throw a tissy fit when we hear songs or hear something that we don't want to fucking, or particularly like. We don't like. We just groove out to it. You know why? Because we're considerate of other people. And that's the problem. People are not considerate of other people. They just aren't. People have forgotten how to be compassionate. At least here in the United States, but we've been conditioned that way. Look at what's going on here. Everybody's fighting about everything every fucking day. Every day. We're fighting about this, that, the other fucking thing every day. And it's getting tiresome. I mean, it's really tiresome, man. I mean, it's putting years on people. I mean, how can people sit up here and tolerate this? I just don't understand. To me, it doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't make any sense. Just let people live. I'm a big advocate of living. I'm a big advocate of live and let live. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no badass. I'm not trying to flex or impose my will on somebody. I'm not trying to do any of that. All I'm trying to do is live my life, man. I'm just trying to live my life and make the decisions for my life, so that I can live comfortably. There's There's no more compromise. People don't compromise anymore. They don't knock on the doors anymore and say, hey, man, the music's a little loud. They don't do that anymore. People come right off the bat, straight up, just mean-spirited, right out of the box. I didn't order this. I'm sorry. I made a fucking mistake. My bad. My bad. I could fix that. You know what I'm saying? Why you building acid in your body, yelling at me when I could just switch out the motherfucking French fries? Huh? Why? What sense does it make? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But what it does is it makes people feel powerful. That's what it does. It makes people feel like they wield some sort of power. Like, I cannot tell you how many videos or how many things I've seen where people are like, I want to see your green card, or I demand to see you. You show me your ID. Who the fuck are you, man? Who the fuck are you? I don't have to show you shit. Mind your business. It's an epidemic in this motherfucker. It really is. Everybody is so fucking masculine. They want to be up in your business and they want to tell you how to run and rule your life. That's why I refuse to move into a HOA. Fuck a HOA. You know what I'm saying? I bought this land, and then take your ass back over there to your land. And that's why because you just ain't not going to tell me how to live, man. You know, and that's what people basically are doing. They're trying to tell other people how to live. They're trying to flex their muscles hard enough to tell people how to live. You know what the scary part about it is? This election coming up, there's going to be a lot of shit that's going to force this on a lot of people. A lot of people are going to stand up and start saying, hey, man, I don't fucking like that. I don't fucking like that. You ain't shit. I'm a badass. And they're gonna be backed up by the shit that's happening here. If you follow me. I don't know, man. I'm gonna take a quick fast break. When I come back, I'm gonna start breaking down some more of this shit. It's the Darren Harris Podcast. I'll be right back.
Since we last worked together, it's been about 30 years and things have changed.
Well, we both divorced from our first wives.
Yep, our kids graduated.
We both left radio because we may offend someone.
And now, I'm a church boy in recovery.
Oh, and I went transgender.
Each week, we talk on the phone, talk about radio, cars, tech stuff, music, social issues.
And sometimes we play some radio bits from the days in radio when somebody could call and complain about your show, and the GM would say, hey, great job, keep it up, that's what I pay you for.
Yes, it's Erica and Mark, the phone call.
Find us on Facebook or wherever you get a podcast.
Now, back to the Darren Harris Podcast.
Hey, everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the show. Talking about hypermasculinity today. Toxic masculinity also. It's also referred to because it is fucking toxic as shit. All these gym rats and roid rage fuckers, just people out there just thinking people should do what they say because or bow down to them because either they make a bunch of money or they're really attractive or whatever the case is. It's just a lot of people out here with entitlement is what it is. And it's not just men. That's the thing. It's not just men. There's a lot of women out here that have hyper-masculine tendencies. Just out here masculine as fuck. And then they wonder why they can't fucking find a man. It's because they've abandoned their feminine traits. They've just decided to take on this masculine persona in order to get along in a world that really, for lack of a better phrase, like James Brown said, is a man's world. So you really can't blame a woman for trying to compete, especially when men do nothing but try and hold women down. They just try and hold them in their place. Little lady, that's awfully courageous of you, but stand down while we do the heavy lifting. That's just the way it is. And women are like, no, the fuck, you can't. We can do everything. But And that's the thing. This is a problem. This is becoming a problem. If a man is standing there and a woman decides she wants to wail off and hit this motherfucker, it is, universally known that, you don't hit a woman. But then there's a lot of women who know that. So they use that in order to be disrespectful and abusive to men. And it doesn't make any sense to do that. But they use that. It's almost like it's a type of power that they wield, by knowing that, if you put your hands on me, then you could go to jail. I could get you in trouble. Something bad could happen to you. I'll put you in your place. But I get to do whatever I want to you. Well, not that I condone this, but sometimes, man, I've seen some stuff, women just, getting away with murder, man. And, man. Some of the way, and that's why, I don't know, man. You see a lot of these hyper masculine women out here, and they walk around with this attitude, this independent, strong, independent woman attitude. I don't need a man. I don't need a man for nothing. I could get it myself. No man, no man, no man. Fuck a man, fuck a man. All right. Okay. But we're not supposed to be like that. That's not supposed to be that way. It really isn't. We're actually made to be together. But increasingly, we're independent, and we're just as good as men, and we can do everything that they can do. And I'm sorry, you can't. You can't do everything that a man can do. But on the other side of that coin, men can't do everything that a woman can do. We just can't. Simple as that. It doesn't make any species or gender better than the other one. It really doesn't. We are made to complement each other. We're not made to compete against each other. And that's what we're doing. We're competing against one another. We're made to coexist with one another. But you know why people have conflict? Because people have their own opinions about how they want things. They want things like this. They don't want this in their neighborhood. I don't want this here. So what do? They bitch, moan, and complain, or they go over and they intimidate people. They haven't, some people come over and intimidate people, to get them to do what they want, or get them to not do, what these people want to do. It's like voter suppression. They used to back in the day. They used to beat people to suppress votes. To keep the vote. You can't make it to the fucking polling place if you're fucking held up and pushed back by the police and beat. It's. I know I'm a little all over the place, but it is kind of all the same thing. It's a certain group of people's opinion that they want to forcefully force upon the rest of everyone else. And every time you hear some guy, I'm a badass. That's a small version of that. I'm a fucking badass. You come over here to me and I'll fucking fuck you up because I'm a badass. Why not be a nice person? I mean, what the fuck ever happened to being a nice person? Everybody's got to have this badass persona. We want to tell people that better not mess with me, I'll fuck you up. All right, man. I'm just going to move someplace else because it's getting ridiculous here, man. It's just getting ridiculous. And a lot of that has to do with narcissism as well. Narcissistic tendencies. They want you to do what they say. They want you to recognize who they are. They want you to bow down to their very presence. That's narcissism. And I'm not doing it. I don't subscribe to it. I think it's bullshit. I don't think anybody should have to sit through that shit. I don't think anybody should have to sit through any of that. I don't know, folks. The reason I'm talking about this is because of where I live. I guess it really is where I live. There's all these people who ride around here and, they're in traffic, dipping in and out of traffic. They'll cut you off and then they'll curse you out for them fucking up in traffic. And if you say something to them, now they want to shoot you. You can't say that you're upset with people even anymore. People are so quick to shoot people here, and that's the problem that's one of the problems. One of the many problems that America has is everybody has this fucking attitude. Everybody's got this mean-spirited attitude and a gun to match it. People get angry, they start grabbing guns now and they start pulling the trigger. Oh, I was just angry. Yeah, but now you've shot somebody because you were just angry for a minute. Now you're not angry, but you know what? Now you're locked the fuck up, or now you're running from justice because you didn't think, because you were fucking a badass. I'm a badass. I'll fucking shoot the shit out of you. People so quick to want to shoot people dead, man. So quick to want to take a life. But if somebody took the life of somebody that you loved, you'd be fucking devastated. We're so quick to be tough guys here, man. And it's time that we stop. It's time that we be real guys and respectful guys and compassionate guys. That's people in general. That's the same thing as a Karen. That's what we need to start getting rid of, is the Karen mentality. And the reason why the Karen mentality exists is because we feed into it. We play right into it. But a lot of people are starting to get the shit that they deserve. They're stepping into people's business and getting checked. You're not as bad as you thought you were, are you? People don't necessarily have to do everything you say, do they? And you're finding out the hard way. A lot of people are finding that shit out the hard way. Mind your fucking business. They're finding that shit out the hard way. Leave me alone. Sweep your own fucking porch before you come over here trying to sweep mine. Simple as that. So I'll tell you what, to all you hyper masculine folks out there, you're not a badass, all right? You're not a fucking badass. And even if you can beat up 10 or 12 motherfuckers, if you got to run around telling motherfuckers you can beat up 10 or 12 motherfuckers, all you are is a douchebag. That's all you are. You're a cocksucker is what you are. You're a cocksucking ass douchebag. Yeah, there's a lot of filth, foul, flarn, and filth in this one. But I'm serious, man. I'm just over it. I'm a nice guy, man. I try to be a nice guy most days. I try to mind my business, keep to myself. I don't tell no man how to live their life. Far be it from me to tell anybody how to get their money. I can't tell nobody shit. I can't. I have no desire to at that. I don't know. If you do have these problems and you want to get rid of them, and you think that this might be a problem or is hurting you, or you're coming to a realization that people just don't like you. This might be one of the reasons that people don't like you. This might be one of the reasons is you are hyper-masculine. It's got too much fucking testosterone coursing through your fucking shit. You need to learn how to control it and calm it the fuck down. You know, it's a time and a place. You know, I'm not a badass, but if somebody comes and threatens my wife, yeah, I'm going to stand the fuck up and try and be as bad as I can. But I don't need to walk into the place going, yeah, man, you fuck with my wife, I'm going to fuck you up. Yeah, motherfuckers. I don't need to do any of that. I don't need to do any of that. I need to mind my business. I need to focus in on the people that I love and that love me and not really worry about what the fuck is going on back there. You know, if motherfuckers want to bring it to me, okay. You know what I mean? But it's really not necessary. I mean, because a lot of conflict can be solved just by really talking about it. But if it does have to go to blows, man, you know what I mean? Let it go to blows and not fucking bullets. That's the main problem that I have. Because people, they get mouthy and then they want to pull out a gun and shoot you. Because they don't agree with what you said, or they feel disrespected by what you said, or you ain't going to do this to me, or you ain't going to say that to me. Motherfuckers too afraid to get beat up. They'd rather kill somebody than get beat up. I don't know. Make it make sense. Listen, folks, not to change the subject, but June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Okay? So if you're having some issues and you think that you might need to sit down and talk to somebody, I wholeheartedly encourage that. I attend therapy on a weekly basis, and it definitely helps me, and I'm not afraid to tell anybody. I'm not afraid to advocate for it. And I'm not afraid to tell people that there is an absolute benefit to it. So if you got stuff that's weighing down heavy on you that you want to talk about, you know, there are avenues out there that you can take to get yourself some help. But get yourself some help. Okay? I think that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Deron Harris Podcast. I want to thank my parents for giving me this mouthpiece. I want to thank my best friend, Jesse Yandel, for brainstorming with me and producing my show. I want to thank my wife for being the best wife in the world. I'm going to go in there and sit down and have a conversation with her now. And last but not least, I want to thank everybody out there listening to my podcast. I know sometimes it's a little shallow, but I definitely mean what I say when I bring these subjects. It's not that, you know, I'm not trying to. This really means some shit to me because I see it out in the world. And I see how it hurts things out in the world. So, you know, that's why I talk about these things. Okay? So, again, I want to thank you guys for tuning into my podcast. Join me next week. I'll be sitting here doing the same thing, talking about some randomness. Okay, so until then, you guys have a good week. Peace.
You've been listening to the Deron Harris Podcast. Subscribe to the show, give a good rating, and everything you need to know is at DeronHarris.com.